We've secured enough doses, and we're launching a comprehensive effort with states, local health departments, pediatricians, family doctors, pharmacies, rural health clinics, community health centers, and other trusted messengers and partners to get the word out, to get help, to get shots in arms.
10 minutes before the top of the hour, President Biden speaking yesterday at the White House on the CDC's approval of COVID vaccines for kids under 5 years old. Earlier, the president and first lady visited a COVID vaccination clinic in Washington, D.C. Joining us now is the chairman and CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla. And we'll talk about the vaccine for children under 5 in just a moment. But first, you're here to make somewhat of a special announcement. You know, when the war in Ukraine began, when Russia's invasion began, a lot of companies pulled their business out of Russia. Healthcare companies still wanted to deliver health care to Russian, whether it's a Russian child that has cancer is no different than a child anywhere else. And Pfizer continued to serve the people of Russia. But you're here to announce sort of a move that really balances the work that you're doing in Russia with what's happening in Ukraine. Can you tell us about it?
Of course, Mika. Thank you very much for having me. And, you know, always for humanitarian reasons, medicines are excluded for all type of sanctions. Right. And rightly so, because it's not the same to stop sending cars or computers or telephones and then stop sending medicines for leukemia in children, for example. But we didn't want to use this as an excuse to do business as usual in Russia. So we decided that we will continue sending our medicines to those kids and patients that they were unfortunate to be born maybe the wrong time in the wrong place. But we will not profit from it. So all our profits from the Russian subsidiary are going to be donated to humanitarian causes directly in Ukraine. So today we are announcing that the first installment of this for the year, $5 million, will be given to 8 humanitarian organizations in Ukraine, including Red Cross of Ukraine, UNICEF of Ukraine, and et cetera, et cetera.
So tell us what was behind this decision, this sort of unusual serving Russians in terms of medical needs, but then again supporting Ukrainians against the Russians.
Our main purpose, it is breakthroughs that change patients' lives. We can't differentiate if this patient was born in Russia or Ukraine or Iraq or North Korea for that purpose. But what we can do it is not continue doing business as usual. So we can achieve both. Not only we can save lives of kids that they had nothing to do with what is happening, but also help use all these profits to save lives of kids that also had nothing to do, that were born in Ukraine and they're suffering the Russian aggression right now.
Dr. Bourla, it's Walter Isaacson. Good to talk to you again. Your company, with your partner BioNTech and Moderna, the other company, have both pioneered the use of messenger RNA, which can easily be reprogrammed every time the spike protein of a coronavirus evolves or changes. Do you think we're going to get updated mRNA vaccines every season that'll be directed to each new variation of the coronavirus? And will we have to take those shots every year?
I'm almost certain about it. I say almost certain because, of course, regulators have the final say in all of that. But that's the beauty of mRNA. You can adapt your vaccine just by changing the sequencing, which is a very minor change, either manufacturing or in the properties of the vaccine, safety or efficacy, but can make a huge difference in the way that responds to the virus. So for this reason, I'm very confident that we will be able to respond very, very fast to every new variant.
All right, let's turn to Mike Barnicle, who had a question yesterday about the COVID vaccine that he just couldn't get an answer to. So we saved it for today, Mike. Go for it.
Dr. Bourla, the question that I was seeking an answer to is pretty simple. The vaccines for children 5 and younger, is the composition of that vaccine different than the Pfizer vaccine for adults?
Mm-hmm. The composition is not different, but the dosage is very, very different. The kids are getting 1/10 of the dose that an adult will get. 1/10, I repeat. That's in the case of the Pfizer vaccine, of course, right? So it's 3 micrograms instead of 30 that the adults are getting. And we were able to be able to demonstrate that with this very minimal dose, we are having very good tolerability profile. So we are minimizing fevers or other reactions that vaccines can create to kids. We create very minimum this type of reaction. And at the same time, we are giving very, very good protection.
So, Mr. Bourla, obviously the Omicron and its various variants have become the dominant strains of COVID over the last handful of months. It looks to continue that way, at least for now. Give us an update, if you will, about Omicron-specific vaccines. Is that what we're going to see going forward? And how are you trying to stay one step ahead of a virus that is mutating constantly?
We are going to see Omicron-specific vaccines. The FDA has called the major committee of experts for a meeting on this month, June 28. Those experts, together with FDA, we will also present our positions over there. They will make some decisions as to what they think is the best for public health to see in the next vaccines. Whatever the decisions that we'll make, or whatever the possible, I think, options that they're going to elaborate, we are ready for them. We have developed monovalent vaccines and multivalent vaccines in higher doses, lower doses, and they are all waiting so that we can hear what they think is the best way to forward, so that we can provide a vaccine that it is way better than the current one.
Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla, thank you very much again. Pfizer announcing right here on Morning Joe that they will donate all of the profits they make in Russia to Ukrainian relief efforts. Sir, thank you very much for being on the show with us this morning.